I honestly don't understand why it's controversial to say we need a secure border.
What's going on, everyone? Talks Kenny here today. And wow, breaking news of what, yesterday night, it seemed like. Breaking: Supreme Court rules Biden's border agents can remove Texas border barriers. Now, obviously, the decision was by one. The decision was made 5-4, which with Amy Coney Barrett, and I believe, forgot the other guy's name. I forgot the other justice's name, but this is a crushing blow to Texas, who's merely trying to protect its own borders, and it's stirring up an interesting conversation online about states' rights and federal rights. Because technically, securing your own borders as a state should be in the just the justification of a state, not the federal government. Right? The federal government maybe have control over the entire border, right? Essentially on the outside, but on that specific case, if Texas is only creating border walls around its border as a state, I believe they should be allowed to do that. But maybe because it's not a nation state, they're not allowed to enforce their own borders. I don't know the rationale. Probably we'll listen more about it, but I kind of want to get a little bit into this article. Then we'll go into some of the reactions online. The Supreme Court ruled that the Border Patrol agents are allowed to remove razor wire, which you saw in the intro, that was installed by Texas. As reported by NBC News, a 5-4 decision allowed the agents to go forward with what has been a month-long legal slug between the Texas government and the Biden administration. The 4 justices that ruled against the emergency request was Justice Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, sorry if I butchered that, and Brett Kavanaugh. President Biden and his administration has argued that the razor wire prevented Border Patrol agents from reaching migrants who have already come into the U.S. Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott had a razor wire installed near the Rio Grande at Eagle Pass to deter illegal immigrants from coming into the state amidst the ongoing border crisis. See, this is one thing that a lot of Democrats don't want to acknowledge, right? Is that they're coming over here because you guys are so open. You guys have no boundaries. They're treating our country like a doormat. And what happens what happened when you're a doormat? Like, let's take it from an individual standpoint. What happened when you're a doormat? What happened when you're known as a doormat? People come and try to take advantage of you. Now, it's unfortunate that illegals are dying, getting harmed. But the point is, you shouldn't come to someone's house unannounced. You shouldn't come to our border unannounced. Go through the legal processes. Why are we allowing, essentially, we're letting people commit crimes and not holding them accountable for it? We're actually rewarding them for breaking our laws. And if a migrant comes here, he said, yo, I came here breaking the law. Shoot, what else laws I can break? And you wonder why there's such a high crime rate amongst illegal immigrants right now in our country. They came here breaking laws already. You think in New York, where they're going through a high crime rate right now, people are scared for their lives in these shelters with these illegal immigrants, or these asylum seekers, as the left likes to call them. After the Biden administration had Border Patrol agents cut the wire down earlier in 2023, Texas responded with a lawsuit against the Biden administration in October. Amidst the ongoing legal battle between the Biden administration and the government of Texas, it has revealed in December that the Department of Justice has also threatened to sue Texas over Abbott signing a law that act would make it a state crime to illegally cross the border. That's what a bunch of liberals were crying over about. Imagine that as a state, the Department of Justice is threatening to sue you because you pass a law saying that you must defend your own borders by making it a criminal offense. Wow. I am wow. The Supreme Court justice decision comes on the heels of the Biden's DHS and the White House claiming that the death of some illegal immigrants in the Rio Grande were the fault of the Texas border policies, and the Border Patrol was blocked from rescuing the drowning migrants. This later turned out to be a false, as Border Patrol also requested to enter the area blocked off by Texas extra border security after the drowning had occurred. So yeah, they used the lives of the immigrants to justify their overreach, I guess. So let's look at some of the online commentaries on this and give a more broader perspective, get some other opinions out here. This is where I got the video from. The invasion goes on. After a desperate request filed by Biden to open the floodgates, the court decided that the illegal surge should continue by allowing Border Patrol agents to cut and remove the Texas razor wire. Here are federal agents raising the razor wire with a forklift to let immigrants in last year. Your government hates you, right? This is last year. Look at that. And you just saw it. They just storming through. No one's stopping them. They don't even, they're like, yo, like, oh, what's up, homie? What's up, Holmes? Unbelievable. This is completely illegal. DOJ sues Texas saying it's against the law to enforce a law to enforce the law. Right? This is the policy. Open borders is the policy. Right? And if you threaten the policy of the Democratic establishment, they'll smear you as a bigot, as you know from my Max, what's his name? I don't know. Max False. That's his new name for me. Right? They play these little games. They trying to act like, oh, it's virtue signaling. Right? This is wrong in so many levels. The long-term damage of this decision will play out. Yep. Your government doesn't care. Yeah. Democrats don't care about nobody. The government don't care about nobody. They care about what's best interest of them. They want these illegals coming through because they're future Democratic voters. At least their kids will be. This is multiculturalism at its finest. Right? Oh, we're going to remove the Statue of Liberty because you ain't doing what we want. Essentially, that's the Democratic Party. And then all their supporters and voters will come here and play defense for them instead of challenge them. Hey, like, why are you doing this useless political theater? But instead, in my comment section, y'all want to sit here and defend that. Y'all vote against your own best interests. Crazy. The most insane aspect of the Supreme Court the Supreme Court upholding the supremacy clause by razor thin 5-4 margin is that the Biden administration actually sued a border state for attempting to protect its own borders. Don't ever forget that this is all intentional. I agree with this statement. I think it is intentional. So let's get a libertarian view on this. I generally can't believe I live in a time where the federal government is intentionally leaving the border open, filing lawsuits to prevent any state from stopping it. And the conservative Supreme Court think this is somehow constitutional. Nor can I believe that anyone in America actually supports this. It is suicidal to allow this to continue, and it is. All you have to do is look at New York, Boston, Chicago. What they complain what's the number one thing they complain about? Hey, we're over budget. Drain on our system. We don't have enough funds for this. We need bailouts. Okay. That's just 3 states. 3 cities, actually. And if you continue to because the amount of illegals that cross over the border, those migrants are out about the size of a nation, a state already. A whole population, a state's whole population. That's how many migrants we allowed across the border. I wish I had the graph where it showed Biden, but it's well over the millions. That's bigger than some states in our country today. But we're just free. Yo. That means if all these illegals are concentrated in one area, they can literally bankrupt an entire state. But we keep bringing them in midst of a possible recession, where you might even have less tax revenue. You want to bring in more of these people? This is why I think a lot of people who are for open borders, they're not very forward-thinking people. These are the kind of people that put themselves into debt to have some lavish lifestyle, undisciplined people, because this can't go on. Now, Amy Coney Barrett is getting some criticism. She just voted in favor of allowing Biden's federal border agents to dismantle the razor fencing set up by Texas agents to stop illegals entering America. The vote was 5-4. She was the deciding vote. What a nightmare. Emotionalism at its finest. Right? So this is an example I want to bring up, and then I'll wrap up the video. SCOTUS told Biden he couldn't forgive student loans. He did it anyway. SCOTUS struck down Biden's race-specific farm aid. He just passed more in the next bill. Red state governors should start ignoring decisions they don't like. Why not? Yeah, why not? Why not play the same game that Biden's playing? Biden got the Supreme Court said, hey, Biden, your stuff is not constitutional. You can't forgive student loan unilaterally through the executive office. You have to do it through Congress. Biden did it anyway. And I think red states should start ignoring the federal government. And this is why I have this inkling. Like, this is why I think a national divorce is coming. This is the kind of thing that is secession type stuff. Oh, you trying to dictate what I can do because I'm part of the union? Okay, let me get out of the union then. All right. This might, hey, look, I'm not saying there's going to be some civil war. I'm not on the Tim Pool train here. But this is the kind of stuff where, as a state, Oh yeah, I'm succeeding. Oh yeah. I'm getting out of here. Okay, right? Greg Abbott. We'll see what his next move is. I'm. It's likely that he's just gonna ignore the order and fight it out with Biden and the border patrol agents from the federal government. Who knows? But this is the kind of stuff that states can succeed over. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be really interested to hear. Do you agree with me, or do you agree with securing our borders and the ramifications, the long term ramifications, if we continue to do this unrestricted immigration, allowing unrestricted immigration into our borders, or are you more on the open borders? Oh, just let them in, Kenny. It's a humanitarian crisis. We must protect them at the expense of our own, I guess, system and our own citizens. Right? Are we over prioritizing people outside of our country more than people in our country? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll really be interested to hear them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.